In this video, we are going to answer 5 questions in 5 minutes. We were challenged by Trev and Sue from Poshcats Camping. So without further ado, let's go on with the questions. What's your worst experience? I'll pass that one to you because it was your experience.
Yeah, I forget the name of the site we were staying at, but it was a very, very wet weekend in Wales, and it was the first trip out for our new caravan. It was a bit of a rush at the handover, and I managed to leave the handle for the aqua roll behind, and ended up in the middle of the night going down to the bottom of quite a steep hill, and cut a long story short, trying to get the aqua roll up this slippery gravel hill, and my best bet I thought was to put the thing on top of my head.
Full of water.
Hold it like that and give myself a bit of extra support for the barrel. But it was very slippery. Managed to slip off the front of my head, squashed my glasses into the bridge of my nose. It was actually bleeding quite a lot. It was very sore, and I got soaking wet and miserable on that trip back to the caravan.
And a close second would be my elbow incident where I ended up at the emergency centre. Name an embarrassing scenario. Well, we were going to Caravanning in Wales, and we saw a sign. We knew that the campsite was on a farm, and we saw a sign that said Caravanning Farm, so we turned into the gateway, only to find that it was a residential property, and we'd driven down someone's driveway. Had to get out of the car, unhitch the caravan, and use the motor mover to turn it round. Whilst Pete was doing that, I shyly tapped on the house owner's door to apologise for driving down their driveway. The gentleman was in fact he was perfectly fine about it. In fact, he was quite interested in watching a caravan being moved by remote control. He said he'd never seen such a thing. I think he was a French gentleman. Hasten to add that we did pop back the next day with a card and a bottle of wine to apologise. But yeah, that was a tad embarrassing. Question number 3, have you got lost?
We've got lost on a couple of occasions, and the one we're going to pick on today is our trip to Trev Farm earlier this year. Now, we managed to put together an arrival video of this trip, and it looks all very nice, and we followed all the correct road signs, and it all worked out perfectly for us. Well, to be quite honest, that it wasn't the case, and we were probably batting around the Cornish countryside for about 30 minutes looking for the correct turn-off where the transmission tower was. I think we came at it from all angles before finally cottoning on as to the correct route, and once we'd got that a little bit worked out, then it was fairly straightforward. But yep, we got lost.
Yeah. Best cooked meal. Now we're going to go for a bit of a different one here. It wasn't per se a meal, but during lockdown, Here We Toe did a bit of a caravan bake-off challenge, and Pete baked in the caravan for me a birthday cake, and it was actually quite fun doing it and me seeing the end result, and it was edible. It was nice.
It was more fun making it and putting it together and attempting the icing than it was on the eating. There were some crispy bits in that cake, and that it's not normally a good sign.
Who doesn't like a crispy bit every now and again? Favourite place to visit? Again, we're going to do a bit of a cop-out here. We're not going to pick one specific campsite because we've not really visited enough, really, but we do like Cornwall.
We do.
There's so much to see and do. There's so many lovely views. You just can't go wrong. It's
good for caravanning. It's good for walking. It's good for getting out for a bite to eat when we're allowed. It's also good for beachcombing, collecting sea glass, the history, and just the natural beauty of the place. It really, really appeals to us.
It's just one of those locations. There's something for everyone. So whether you're a couple, with or without dogs, children, or you're onto a winner. Something for everyone. Now we need to nominate 3 other people to take on this challenge. So we are nominating Brian and Sue from Caravanning with Our Westies,
Ian and Claire from For the Love of Caravans.
Graham and Mandy from the Caravan Vlogger.
And anybody else that feels like doing the challenge.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.